it's one of those weeks where the data collides. Growth and pain, optimism and pressure, all tangled in the same set of charts. G'day folks, it is Matt Hayson here breaking down what was a massive week that will influence Sydney's property market. Now, let's set the scene with some stark economic realities. The cash rate, well, that stayed on hold, as everybody knows, at 3.6%, but the fallout is far from neutral. The RBA's missed inflation forecast was crucial, and the public knows it. Prices, well, they keep rising on everything from insurance to your local cafe bill. Chef Luke Mannion came out this week and warned that many restaurants will keep hiking prices just to survive. And across the board, many business profit margins have fallen in 2025 as owners are absorbing surging costs in power, wages and insurance. Now, building costs, they're also back to a near 2-year high. It's now 44.8% more expensive to construct a new home than pre-pandemic. Concrete, cement and sand, they're all climbing, only steel dipped slightly in the last quarter. And then there's the mortgage stress, now gripping almost 2 million Australians. That's more than half of New South Wales mortgage holders under pressure, according to Digital Financial Analytics. And the cause, well, you guessed it, it's the same old story, the relentless cost of living strain. Now, here's where the numbers start to fight each other. According to Cotality, property prices nationally are rising at the fastest pace in over 2 years. Sydney values, well, they climbed 0.7% in October, 2.3% for the quarter and 4% for the year. Now that's not a surge, but it's a steady, undeniable edge upward. And Westpac, well, they expect prices to jump another 9% in Australia throughout 2026, and their banks are pumping out new home loans, so much so that APRA has warned lenders to tighten the screws on investor credit. Yet, the auction market tells a very different story. It was a monster week, 1,558 auctions across Sydney, but SQM's combined auction clearance rate landed at just 48.1%. Now that's a disconnect of rising prices, but a sub 50% clearance rate signals clear downward pressure on plenty of listings. But let's circle back to the cash rate because Paul Bloxham, the chief economist at HSBC, says the rate cut cycle is over. He also expects some heat to come out of the housing market. Meanwhile, economist Warren Hogan has also called for the RBA to be honest with Australians. Inflation, it isn't under control, and not one of the 11 CPI components fell in the September quarter, and that hasn't happened since 2022. So where does that leave us? Well, we're deep into spring and now just a 40-day sprint to close sales before Christmas. We have rates on hold, we have inflation stubborn, we have a clearance rate sitting below 50%, yet loan approvals and prices, well, they're both edging up. It's a strange equilibrium. It's not bullish, it's not broken, it's more balanced. Now, sellers, they're remaining flexible. Buyers are watching very closely on this market, and value remains the trigger point for action. So I'd call it a 6 out of 10 on the CH market move meter. It's steady, it's tactical, and it's all about alignment rather than market speculation. Well, that's a wrap for this week, folks. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll look forward to catching you all next week.